Hello, and welcome to the Leisurely Learning series on supporting digital research with assistive technology tools. Before we get started today, I would like to acknowledge that although we are all participating in this learning from different places, that we are connected to each other and the land as members of the York Region District School Board, and that the board is located on the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabes people, whose presence here continues to this day. I would also like to acknowledge that the land we are on is at the meeting place of two treaties, the lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit and those of the First Nations of the Williams Treaty. I would like to thank them and other Indigenous peoples for sharing this land with us. I would also like to acknowledge the Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation as our closest Indigenous community and our partners in education. This is the last video in our series, and it is regarding citing references. So, citing is extremely important. We talk to our students a lot about plagiarism, so we want to make sure that they cite where they get their information. We're going to look at two ways to do that today. The first one is using footnotes in Google Docs, and it involves the Explorer tool. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So I'm going to go over to that document that I simplified earlier, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to Tools, and I'm going to go to Explore. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come down here. Remember that this is our link back to that article. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to paste it up here in my Explorer. I'm going to hit enter. And what you can see that it's done is it's gone through and it's found web search results. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to these three dots and I'm going to choose the method that I want it cited. So I'm going to leave it as APA. And then when I come over these articles, you're going to see that I get this quotation marks. So this quotation marks basically tells us that it's going to cite it as a footnote. So I'm going to decide where I want my footnote to go. And I'm going to press on those quotation marks. And now you can see there's a little 1 here and the footnote. So students now have that reference. If you want it in a bibliography format, they can take it and copy it from here into that bibliography format. The other way that I would like to show you how to do this, and this is actually brand new and has not quite been released by Google yet when this video was produced, but hopefully by the time you are watching it, you will be able to give it a shot. And this involves Google Docs citation. So very much like before when we went to Tools and we went to Explore, what you will see is now under Tools there will be a new choice that's called Citation. And once you go in here, and I have to apologize, this is a bit blurry, but once you go in here, it's going to open a sidebar on the side of your screen, very much like the Explorer sidebar that we just saw. You can choose your format style that you'd like here, and then you basically press Add Citation Source. So you'd copy and paste, just like we did with the previous example with the footnote, into here, and it's going to give you the choice of either citing it as in-text citation or as a bibliography. So then you can go insert bibliography, and that is going to put it at the end of the document for you in a bibliography format. So if your students are working on their final document where they pulled all their information together, this is a great way to get that bibliography information all into one place. So those are the two tools that I wanted to show you for citing their resources, and this is the last video in our series. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you found this useful.